Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 637 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, in his evening video address, informed that he approved sanctions against more than 300 Russian legal entities and almost 150 individuals. According to him, this is part of synchronization with partners regarding those individuals who directly work or assist Russian aggression, as well as entities related to critical infrastructure. Quote, Ukraine complements international sanctions mechanisms with its own sanctions, and we are working to ensure that the sanctions of our partners are extended to those against whom Ukraine has already made appropriate decisions. Unquote. Alexander Tarnavsky, commander of Tavria Operational Group of Forces, informed that Russian troops have begun the third wave of assault actions as part of the offensive on the Avdiivka front in Donetsk region, reports Espresso. The commander assured that Ukrainian defenders steadfastly hold the defense on the Avdiivka front. The total losses of Russians amounted to 706 people on this particular front over the past day. 51 units of military equipment were destroyed, including 8 tanks, 13 armored vehicles, 8 artillery systems, 2 air defense systems, 15 drones, and 5 vehicles. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Alexander Litvinenko, head of the Foreign Intelligence Service of Ukraine, believes that Russia will continue to wage war in Ukraine until it either triumphantly wins or loses, reports Interfax Ukraine. According to Litvinenko, the war against Ukraine is perceived by the Kremlin as an important but not only front for the Russian Federation, which is waging a world war with the United States and the West as a whole. He believes that the Kremlin has set itself 4 tasks that it is currently solving. First, ensure internal stability, mobilize the population and economy, and increase the production of weapons and military equipment. Second, form an alternative coalition of states to the West, the majority coalition. The Global South Plus format should promote alternative models to the West, political, economic, financial, humanitarian, value, etc. Third, prepare the future aggression against other countries, Moldova and the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, the entire western part of the former USSR. And fourth, inflate conflicts in the Middle East, Africa, and the Balkans. According to the head of the Ukrainian Foreign Intelligence, the volume of military production in Russia will be able to support large-scale, high-intensity military operations in 2026. And in 2028, the Russian Federation will restore the military capabilities it had in 2022. He also thinks that Russia will engage in increasing nuclear blackmail and try to convince Western elites that they will undoubtedly lose and they should retreat peacefully. The key role here will be to strengthen the military power of Russia, China, and other countries of the majority coalition. The leader of the political party Adjust Russia, Sergei Mironov, has adopted a 10-month-old girl who was abducted from occupied Kherson region in 2022 and changed her name, reports Ukrainska Pravda, citing Russian media outlet Важные истории. Mironov's wife and his aide took 10-month-old Marharyta Prokopenko and 2-year-old Ilya Vashchenko from the Kherson Children's Home in 2022. In December the same year, Mironov and his wife adopted Marharyta and changed her name to Marina Mironova. The little girl didn't just get a new name and new parents, her place of birth was also altered from Kherson, Ukraine to Podolsk near Moscow. Meanwhile, Ilya's fate is still unknown. Lawyers interviewed by the journalists said that under international law, this can be categorized as a war crime and is considered genocide. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We are a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.